Hey
everybody, I'm Mike Lowe.
And I'm Captain O'Connor.
And today we're going to be going over our annual bailout. With the technology today, this was able to get all of this information out to everybody before that we come to our drill. So today we're going to go over a step-by-step demonstration of our bailout system, how we bail out, and how not to get ourselves in that predicament. So first and foremost, like I always like to describe to everybody, what we want to do is we don't want to get into that predicament that we need to bail out. The bailout system came from New York City originally. There was a couple firefighters that were killed. And then across New York State, we were mandated to actually have some type of system. So we've had this for 5 years. And we've continued to keep going forward, and we're getting better and better every year. With practice, makes perfect. So today, what we're going to do is I'm going to use Captain O'Connor as my demonstrator. We're going to show you how to wear your PPE properly. We're going to how to inspect your bailout system if you ever want to look at it, what our system is, and how to properly use it and deploy it. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go over our PPE and the gear that we wear on our bunker pants. So first and foremost, I want to show you Captain O'Connor's belt. So you see that we have a zipper and a closure of Velcro here, but then also we have the closure of the harness itself. This harness is a Type 2 harness, so it actually goes into between our bunker gear liner and exterior and goes around our legs. We should have those in our bunker gear nicely snug, not too snug that it cuts off any circulation, but something that's comfortable. If I have Ryan turn around for me, you can see everything is properly secured, all right, and in place. Nothing is loose, nothing's hanging off, and it's clean. After every fire, we want to make sure that we actually clean this. This is just as important as our PPE that we normally wear. So what we do is we just wash it in a warm soapy water with some Dawn dish soap downstairs, and then we just clean it and air dry it. If you see any fraying or anything deteriorating or discoloring from any damage from fire or a call or chemicals, please let a captain, myself, or a lieutenant or a chief that we have to replace that. All right? So first and foremost, this is the most important part right here, is to make sure that it's secured. If it's not secured and you have to bail out, the system itself will hold you in place, but it will do damage to the harness itself. Next is actually, you can see there's Velcro right here. This just keeps it in place, but it actually turns it into an A-frame style harness, so that once you deploy your system, this is out in front of you, and you'll see that in further when we do a bailout. All right. Next step here is our carabiner. It's a twist lock carabiner, so if you ever need to open it, all we have to do is twist it, open it, let go, and it should lock in place. But every once in a while, just check your turnout gear, make sure it's locked, and nothing's any damage, cracking, or anything wrong. There are some little wear on this one just from the rubbing of this, but that's normal, nothing too crazy. All right. So next is our bailout system. What we do is we like to carry it in our right pocket. Everybody throughout Snyder Fire Department has it in their right pocket. So here's the bag itself. We have 30 feet of rope in here. All right. And then we have our hook. Okay. Our hook can be secured to a bunch of different things, and we'll go over that in the video. And then if you look here, maybe. The Velcro is really good because we don't use them, right? So, and then here's a 30-foot rope, and then there's our, this is the bailout system, all right? This is a friction control device. As you see, the rope goes in and out, keeping you slow. And we'll explain everything further with that and how to properly use it when bailing out. All right, so first and foremost, what I wanted to go over is bailout is a great tool that we have. The district was awesome enough to buy us the system itself, but we do not want to get ourselves in that situation. So the number one thing is we want to stay and we continuously watch our conditions. We have chiefs on the outside to watch us. We have people in the inside. So we want to work together to keep ourselves safe. So the first thing is if we're going in a hazardous condition, IDLH, system, I want to go over the importance of our turnout gear, okay? So as you see Captain O'Connor, he's fully geared up other than a mask right now. His hood is below. He also forgets to put his equipment on. But this is good, right? Because then we can find our stuff that we need. So first and foremost, he's got all his proper PPE in line other than a mask, and he would have that on if we were going into a structure fire. So with putting our turnout gear on, we all can become complacent with putting our gear on because we go to fire alarms and it's not too much. But in this is where we need to start to take it serious and put our gear on properly every time. We practice how we play, right? So he's got his helmet on, his chin straps on, he's got all of his proper covering here. He'd probably have a radio hanging out here. Something I want to go over is radio is keep it under your coat. There's controversy back in which way to wear it, but you got to remember if you're in a really bad situation, what's going to burn away is that radio, and that might be your lifeline. So everything is properly secured. Your buttons, your D-snaps, his SCBA is on properly. We're not just not wearing this. And then also he's got the training bailout system in it, so it's a little different color, but this is actually covered. We want to make sure that this is covering everything. His boots, everything is on proper. So without all of that properly, that could risk your chances of getting hurt or even killed in this situation. Okay? So let's talk about situational awareness. If we're in a building or in a room and conditions get really, really bad, the heat is really hot, really dark, you can't see, the heat's pushing you to the floor, it feels like the bee stings are stinging you, and you know that things are going bad, well, you might have to first and foremost call that Mayday. Mayday is a no-joke situation, but if you feel like you get in a situation where you can't get out, call the Mayday early. Even if it's not something that's as serious as you may think in that situation, call the Mayday, we will get to you, or the FAST team will get to you. If we're in a room, first and foremost, close the door behind you. Get yourself in a room that is maybe in better situation at that time. Get in there, stay low to the ground, find a wall, find the door, at least close that door, especially if there's no fire in that area. Crawl around with a tool. Right here we have a Halligan, a hook, any type, an axe, pickhead axe, but make sure you crawl around, get to a window, and then we can open up the window to get some of those superheated gases out there. All right, so Captain O'Connor's crawling in the room. He closed that door. He finds his window. So he's going to take out the window to get the superheated gases to try to make the conditions better. So he's going to start at the top, work his way down as best as possible, and then clean the bottom sill. We want to definitely keep the top clean first because that'll get the heated gases, and then he can get himself situated. Next, he's going to call the Mayday. What we're going to say is Mayday, 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 at least 3 times, so that hopefully somebody on the outside can hear him. And then he's going to say, Captain O'Connor, bailing out the 2nd floor, or whatever window, whatever floor that he may be jumping out.
Mayday. Captain O'Connor, I'm on the 2-3-quarter, bailing out on the 2nd floor.
Okay, so once he does that, and then he can get his bailout system ready and to deploy. All right, so now we're going to go over deploying our system. So you saw the steps leading up to what we're going to do, but now comes the final step, essentially. Hopefully when you do call that Mayday, that chief or maybe an officer, safety officer, even a pump operator or a truck apparatus operator hears that Mayday and gets the chief's attention and maybe able to throw a ladder right to that window, and we might get you out quicker. But this is the last-ditch effort. As you know, as some people say, you have it, use it. If you need to use it, do it. So Captain O'Connor pulls it out of his bag. He kind of puts his knee on it to get that Velcro. On our bailout systems, the Velcro is a little harder. This is the training one, hence you see the blue with a different color. So that will dip to show you what's different. All right, so go ahead and get an anchor point. So he's going to anchor it into the wall, and I'm going to explain a little bit more on that going forward. But Ryan's going to show us how to bail out. So he's going to just take that rope, get that right out of the wall, all right? So the next step is to make sure that we have clearance of enough slack on the windowsill. Our typical houses in Snyder, this windowsill, this is more than enough. Since this is a training prop, it's a little bit longer, so you might have to adjust it a little bit here. But the bailouts that we have in our SCB or our PPE, they have enough slack that you can get out of the window quick enough. All right, so Ryan's going to go in. He's going to have one hand on the holding this into place, because if this doesn't anchor and he jumps out, he might fall. All right, so hold that. He's going to face it. Go face first, just like Ryan. Hook your leg around. Okay, just lay there for me. So right here, he's in a safer spot. If there's fire above his head, it might just lick above his head. We can get a ladder up to him and get him down safely without even using the system itself. And if the conditions are bad, yes, he might get some burns, but I'd rather him get burned than we have something worse, okay? So Ryan's going to roll out. Go ahead, roll out. He's going to go. And then you'll see him hanging there. Hang on. So right here, you got to remember, we can just stand there and also have a ladder given to us. And right here, he's getting situated. Once we get out, we don't have to go down all the way. We can sit here and wait and get our bearings. And if you can see, he's got one hand on the carabiner, or on the descender, and then on the rope. And we'll explain further. All right, so what we're going to now show you is the other side of what you should see and you're going to feel when you go out the window. So our first step is Ryan's is called that Mayday. He's gotten the bailout system, and now he's going to throw out the bag. So see the bag gets deployed. Now we're going to see Ryan come out and roll out. Okay? He's hanging there. He's out. He's safe. He's going to continue to roll out. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay? Good. He's out. He's cleared. He's getting his bearings. Hang on 1 second, Ryan. You see his right hand is holding up. That's acting as another brake in there, so it can slow him down if he goes too fast. What Ryan can do, he's a tall guy, so he can just hang there. But as me, who's a 5'6" short man, I might have to get my knees or feet up on the wall to get myself situated. Go ahead, Ryan, go down. And he's going to squeeze slowly. Keep going. And now he's down. So I just wanted to go over one thing with the hooks itself. This has a couple different ways that we can secure ourselves to something, but we also want to make sure it's a good anchor, something that's going to hold us into place. Using something that's got some weight or bearing behind it, okay? So what's cool about this system is this hook can actually hold into wood, concrete, drywall. It actually holds really, really well. So we could just hook it around the windowsill, under the windowsill, and it will hold itself. But it also has this cool feature where it almost acts like another carabiner. So if we have to, and we have to wrap this around something, we can wrap it basically like this, and it locks it into place. All right? So just like the old days, when we used to bail out with just a rope around our waist, we used to use a halligan. We'd take that halligan, bury it half, angled it in the window, but you can also bury the pike end into the floor itself, or wrap it around a bed. If there's a radiator, which there's not many radiators around, but there may be, you can wrap it around there. A door frame. Don't do a door handle though. Captain Galooza fell. Not very good as a kid. But you want to make sure it's something secured. That windowsill is probably your best bet. What we do here for the training is we kind of have that on the angle where it's on the studs. So the studs is where a lot of the hold is. All right, so I wanted to go, now that you've seen Ryan actually deploy the system, bail out, come out both sides of the window, I just wanted to go over the descender itself. You can see that here's the carabiner. I'm going to just attach it to me just so that you can see it. And so now I'm secured on that. If I don't open this or close this, if I just leave this set, I can sit still right on the system itself. All we have to do is we just squeeze it. So we squeeze slow, it will eventually just loosen up, okay? When Ryan was up there, you could see him kind of using his other hand. That was as another brake or a friction. So basically, as I said, every loop that it goes through is more friction. So if you're a little bit heavier, you may go down faster. If somebody's really light, like 100 pounds soaking wet, they're gonna maybe go a little slower just to be on the safe. So you may not need that braking, that extra brake. You might be able to do it this way. So that is just something to do. Like we just discussed up top, if you get to the windowsill and it's kind of a long windowsill like we have up here, all you have to do is squeeze that and pull the system itself and adjust it. If you have to take it a little bit closer, I always like to say take a hold closed hand and just kind of pull it up. But you don't want to put any weight on it because it's harder. You're gonna fight that. If you kind of can loosen this up, you can just kind of pull it, lessen it up. All right, so thank you for watching this video, and I hope this can help you. We're going to plan on sending this out via email with our new awesome email system, and send it out. Please watch it. Please pay attention because this is something that can save your life. And then when we come up here on Wednesday or any drill day, we can make sure to watch this before, and then we can actually get right into this and do the proper steps. And then this gives everybody the opportunity to bail as many times as they want. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.